get my notes.
Ladies and gentlemen, nerds and neckbeards. Welcome to another episode.
A very special episode.
A very, very special episode of Westeros Wheneverly. So today's a very special episode because one, we're going to talk about the season finale, and two, we've got two very special guests in the studio. Three very special guests. One's a regular. Her name is she's our dire cat, Susie.
Yep. Hey, Susie.
Hey, Susie.
But we also have Kirsten here.
That's me. I'm back.
Yep.
She's back.
And we have Lauren.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah, they're here.
That might be the last we hear from Lauren.
Yep,
the
she
quietest
may
person on
she
the
may not
planet.
speak ever again, but you know that's
Guys,
okay.
Season finale time.
Season
Bring 'em
finale,
up,
all
bring 'em
men.
up. Must
Drink.
Hey, cheers.
All right. Oh.
Yeah, she tried.
What do we think of this?
Ooh, it's
You know-
cinnamony.
Yeah,
It
it's
is.
tasty.
It is.
So,
tasty.
what are we drinking, Tana? What is this?
We are drinking the Three-Way Freeway.
The
Is-
three-way
That's what
freeway?
we're calling this. The
Jesus
Three-Way
Christ.
Freeway.
Tana, look.
Yep.
I can easily tell where your persuasions are going, but we haven't asked Lauren about this at all. All right?
I like how Dave's like, I'm down, but we should probably check in with my girlfriend.
It's not that kind of podcast, you guys. It's called the Three-Way Freeway because in this episode, as you well know, there are so many three ways. There are so many, like,
Sexually and non-sexually.
Yes.
Right.
I love the sexually charged three-ways.
So
would.
many family-charged three-ways.
Oh my gosh.
Tyrion, Danny, and Jon all in one boat. Anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves. But it is very appley and delicious. It's equal parts, easy to make, equal parts cinnamon whiskey, Fireball cinnamon whiskey. Shout out to Silk Squad, by the way, because this was from them.
Oh, okay.
Cinnamon whiskey, what else? Apple
Vanilla
juice
vodka.
and vanilla vodka. Equal parts, shaken over ice, poured into our beautiful Game of Thrones glasses, three-eyed raven glasses, and garnished with, if you want cinnamon sugar on the rim, you can. It'll go very well with it. Or just a little slice of apple, which is what we did.
Yeah, it's really good.
It is. It's kind of
Really
nice.
tasty. I don't know how much of it I'm gonna be able to drink because I think after like half of this glass I'm gonna feel so sweeted out.
Yeah. Oh, and
But
we, to that end, to mirror that, we have a charcuterie.
we have a sharktoot.
A charcuterie board.
Those of you, we did get an email about complaining that we're eating too much.
Oh, did we? Yeah. There was that one where it was during the poop and soup where I was trying to do a lot of slurping and it just came out super gross. I was like right up on the microphone slurping the whole time.
No, she couldn't watch it anymore because
all the chewing sounds
of chewing and stuff like
yeah. And you know, I think that there's a valid complaint for people.
Probably a valid complaint.
But so we have salty cheeses, a mix of, you know, breads and cheeses and nuts and chocolate covered almonds.
Speaking of complaints,
Apple slices.
that we got on email, we just have to do a little bit of housekeeping here, folks. You know you've made it in the podcasting world when you get a cease and desist letter that we infringed on copyright because
overdue.
Tana likes to play
Long overdue.
some Roy de Treese.
Roy, I love you so much, but I don't know the law.
So
This is the last you'll hear from me. I'm off to jail.
So while we did get a cease and desist to stop playing clips, or at least that one episode is now taken down on YouTube. I forget which one it is, but
Guys, get it while it's hot. As in illegal.
that doesn't necessarily mean we're gonna stop. But
I have to
now
look at
officially name. We had sponsors for 2 episodes,
and now
we had cease and desist letters.
I'm gonna be taken away in handcuffs.
Oh my god. Okay.
So apparently I have to look up copyright law, and
Yes.
you know I can't. My love is not enough to carry it.
There's like a free fair use clause somewhere. We're gonna have to look it up.
Yeah.
I'm not a lawyer, so.
God,
Is anyone a lawyer in this room? Nope.
Negative.
no lawyers. Oh, I need my notes.
It's on your phone, isn't it?
No,
You came up here without your notes?
Yeah, well, I was
Listen.
carrying the charcuterie.
Well, guys, it looks like I have to carry this podcast.
Yep.
All right, so we have these special guests because, well, one, there are significant others, respectively, and two,
Because we have to.
yeah, that's basically what that meant. It's exactly what that meant. But because Kirsten took some notes finally.
I took notes.
She's very fancy. I got a bunch of texts from Tana during the episode that said, Kirsten's taking notes. He's taking notes. Oh my god. So yeah, what did you guys think of the finale? Let's start there.
Honestly, I was a little disappointed from the rest of the season. I thought there were some things that didn't quite make sense, and they did an okay job bringing it back around. But there were some little bits in there, a couple scenes that I was like, this doesn't seem like a thing that this character would actually do.
On a scale of 1 to the best season finale ever, what did you guys think of this season finale compared to the other season finales?
This is literally the best one I've ever seen.
Oh yeah? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Ask her how many she's seen.
How many season finales?
This is the only one.
Oh, okay. Lauren?
I mean, I loved it. I think the season finale was more of a setup for the final season.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, you're yelling. This is the loudest I've ever seen her talk.
Stop screaming at us,
Stop
Lauren.
screaming, please.
I'll just stop talking, Dave.
No!
Please go on.
Continue your thought. Please.
Yeah.
No, I feel like the season finale was definitely a setup
That's a good move.
for the final season coming up. I'm very sad that we have no idea when it's going to air.
That's more on point than anything they've done in the season so far. Late. Who knows when it'll drop?
But I was actually
2019.
Maybe.
I was very curious to see what exactly was going to come out of the ice dragon's mouth.
Oh, God.
And it was very nice to see that it was
Blue flame?
Blue.
Yeah, blue flame.
In the books, all of the dragons have multicolored fire. Whatever the primary color of the dragon is the color of their fire in the books. So Balerion the Black Dread and Drogon breathe black fire.
Can you imagine Blackfire?
The white dragon has white flames or gold flames, and then the green dragon has green flames. So I thought it was very cool that we got to see multicolored fire.
Were you a little upset that it wasn't necessarily like cold, like ice cold, like?
I mean, it wasn't ice
it
cold.
might have been because he just cracked the ice wall with
what
ice.
cold lasers can do. Like,
Look,
this is a thing.
Look, I'm an engineer. I agree with you.
The old cold laser
I
theory.
think I read something that D&D said that it is actually fire, which kind of is disappointing to me a
Who's
little bit.
D&D? I don't. I'm not-
David and Dan, the
Oh.
showrunners.
The showrunners.
I was like, what does
Yep.
Dungeons and Dragons care about
Yep.
this?
However, I did do a little research, which is unusual for me.
It
because
is
who
unusual.
the fuck does
Stop
research
the
these days?
Stop the presses.
And George R. R. Martin wrote a kid's book called The Ice
Everybody
Dragon.
dies.
Actually, it's called The Ice Dragon, and it's about an ice dragon that kills people.
Yeah.
And it's a children's
Sorry,
show.
I wasn't wrong.
But in that book,
Yeah.
he writes about how this ice dragon shoots like instant cold out of his mouth and freezes people on the spot.
There's-
So, you know,
There's some either in the World Book or in the main series, probably in the World Book. They talk about ice so cold that breaks
It
a man
freezes
in
a person,
half.
yeah.
Like immediate death. Very sub-zero temperatures. So I think it's possible that it could be super cold. I don't know, man. Blue fire, because you've got ice and fire, right? It makes sense for the dragons to be shooting ice and fire.
Agreed.
Just
Agreed.
thematically.
So,
What did you think? Where does it rank for you?
I was pretty. Oh, I was a little bit more disappointed in that we didn't get to see a lot more of Rhaegar and Lyanna. I had kind of gotten that spoiler that it was like, oh, it's the dragon and the wolf. It's gonna be a Rihanna.
Rihanna?
I'm gonna call her Rihanna. Baby, I'm a targ. I don't think that
So,
actually is.
Can I just say how disappointing I am in Rhaegar's ugliness?
Oh my god.
He's such a butt ugly guy.
He's not cute.
Give me like the handsome.
Are you sure they didn't just get the same actor who played
Right?
Viserys?
Yes.
just play
And they
him
just
again?
here's the same wig. We're
I
trying
don't
to
think
save
it was the same
him.
actor, but I
Yep.
think they reused the wig.
Yeah. But I'm just what is that profile? That's not Jon Snow's nose.
I
Get the
know.
fuck out of here.
And Rhaegar was
He was
supposed to
so
be like.
dashingly super handsome.
Yeah, and although he was like a warrior, he was supposed to be like this
Yep.
this like
Yep.
really
Poet.
handsome, like
Yep.
I pictured him as like this big, muscular,
Yeah.
strong
Yeah.
guy who, when you looked
Tall
at him,
and lean.
when you looked at him, you were like, "Holy crap, that's a really strong warrior." But then you realize he's like a fucking singer and he's
Yep.
really cool.
Yep.
Fabio.
So,
You thought it was Fabio.
I thought Fabio. That's
That was
exact. I
Fabio.
cannot believe it's not Targaryen.
It's just rude.
Oh,
Really
so
missed an opportunity.
that was disappointing to me. Did the show feel like it was the longest show ever to you?
No.
Yeah, it went by so
No.
fast.
It went by
It
really
went by
fast.
real
It
quick.
went by so fast.
Okay.
Although I will say the not this episode, but the episode before,
Yep.
I had to pause and take anxiety breaks.
It
was just too
before
much.
Beyond the Wall one.
Yes,
Where
with,
they were on
with
the
zombie
rock.
polar bear
Oh,
and
that's
stuck
right.
on an island. So that one felt like the longest one to me because
Yep.
I had to take like mental health breaks because it was so stressful. So this wasn't quite that terrible.
Yeah, man. So it didn't feel very long, but it was, and I thought it was hit or miss. I was very much on a roller coaster for this whole episode. It opens, right? We can just jump right in.
Yeah.
Sure, jump right in.
Take us through the episode, Tana.
Yeah, so we open on Grey Worm.
Wow,
Yeah. Crunching loudly into the microphone. He's looking fierce. The Dothraki screamers are tearing through these lines and looking badass. Jamie and Bronn are up on the walls being like, holy fuck. So apparently Grey Worm has been marching the entire last 3 or 4 episodes
Yep.
since we saw him
Tana,
last.
pause. Tana seems to think this is taking place in real time. Like
I know.
CNN is reporting on it.
I
So
know.
anytime anybody shows up and they've like fast forwarded time, she's like, "Oh, just get on your teleporter."
Well, like, how many times is Tyrion on his stumpy little legs gonna walk the entire length of the city? If you pause that opening shot, like where they're in the dragon pit, you can see the Red Keep clear across the country. And that's where him and Cersei are talking later that same afternoon. And then he walks back.
Look.
Like, are you kidding me with
Look,
this?
the world of Game of Thrones is like Skyrim, right?
know.
They've got fast travel,
Yeah,
right?
We are live waiting for Tyrion to walk all the way from the Red Keep
In fact,
to...
there was a great meme on the internet that showed Peter Baelish in
that's
that
right.
scene, and he says to who was that? Ronald,
Royce.
Yeah, Royce. He says to Royce, "Escort me back to the Vale. I need to get back to the Vale." And Roy just kind of goes, "Nope." and so the internet meme says, Peter goes, "I need to travel safely, fast travel back to the Vale," and it's like, no, there are enemies around. you can't fast travel now.
There's one I saw with Baelish in a jetpack, right, flying over Winterfell, and it's like, yeah, but who gets, clearly Arya's gonna cut off his face, but like, who gets the jetpack? And it's him with this like giant, Oh, it was so funny. So, Grey Worm, we've got Bronn. Also, a complaint that I have. Bronn sees the barrels of pitch, right? The Lannisters are kind of spooked, and they're like, there's no way we can stand against this gigantic army. How many barrels of pitch do you have? 500. Make 500 more.
Yep.
Thanks for your help, Bronn.
You got it, sir.
Oh. And then I thought that their conversation about how everyone only does things because of their penises was really funny.
That was good.
Yep.
Yeah.
All these guys don't have any cocks. He's looking down at the army.
It's like, I don't want to fight anyone without cocks.
Why would you do anything without a cock?
You do things for gold. And where do you think that gold goes?
He's like,
That
I
was
worked
great.
with sellswords. Where do you think it goes? Well, you could do it for your family. You don't have a family without a dick. Like,
Yep.
what are you doing? Who are you doing this for? Oh my god, that was really great. And yet, your brother has chosen to throw in with the cockless.
Yep.
I thought this was a very good stage-setting moment. They cut to King's Landing in the Red Keep. And I just want to say, so this is the scene where, so it looks like the army that Dany has outnumbers the Lannisters,
Yeah.
right? And then we cut to the ocean scene, and you see, like, this huge
Hundreds
armada.
Yep.
And then there's the Red Keep, which is beautiful. I thought this was one of the best scenes of the whole show. You can see the little, like, seagulls floating through. If you peer closely, I don't know if you saw this, if you peer closely at the screen, you can see Tommen falling out of the window to his death.
No.
Not true.
No.
And then,
No,
and then
Tana.
on the other side, you have, like, Dany's 2 boats or something. Like, maybe there's 5. And so this is how they open the entire show. I thought that was beautiful.
Yep.
Where do we go from there? Jon, Tyrion, Davos.
We go to the dragon pit, or the road
Yep.
to the dragon
That's
pit.
right. Yeah.
Oh, the scene between Brienne and the Hound.
So good.
So this is part of
I
our
think she's
three-way.
got herself covered now.
Yeah, this is our three-way, right? Brienne
Yeah.
and Jamie. What did you think, though, about her saying, fuck honor? You gotta, this is the army of the dead here. Did that stick out as a non-character moment for
I don't
you?
think that's a non-character moment for her at all.
It took me out of it for her.
Because
her whole
she's-
thing is honor.
It is honor, but there also, at some point, she's like, there are things that are bigger than, like,
Yeah.
what family I align with, and that is I align with the human race.
Well,
Yeah.
remember,
And
this
so-
is the first time she's seeing a white as well. So, I mean, it's not like...
It shook her.
It shook her a lot, yeah. Speaking of the whites, well, hold on. First, Arya's adoptive step-parents kind of reunite.
Yeah. Our baby's doing A-okay.
Oh my
The
god.
Hound and Brienne.
That's
oh my
right.
god.
And
So
what's
cute.
their conclusion? They had some memorable line. I didn't write it down. What was their line about Arya?
Oh,
She can take. He was like, "You're not there taking care of her, basically."
Yeah.
And she's like, "I
That's
think
right.
she can take care of herself."
Yeah,
Uh-huh,
that's right.
yep.
That's right.
Oh, you're not bitter about her trying to kill you or whatever? And he's like, no.
I think the line was, I'm more afraid of whoever tries to get in her way or something.
Yeah, yeah.
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 I really like that whole dynamic. Even that three-way,
Yeah.
right? The Sandor, Brienne, Arya three-way.
Oh, and then they hint at Clegane
Yes!
so big.
Oh, and Clegane. So Dave, for people that may not know what Clegane Bowl is,
Okay.
what is it?
So Clegane Bowl is this theory that, of course, started from the books that said that the Hound is still alive because the last we see him in the books, he's dying or dead. And that the thought is that he's going to come back to kill Sir Robert Strong, a.k.a. the Mountain.
Yep.
And so all these people, including the show people have been watching, have also picked up on this theory, and they're like, we need to see these two fight, we need Clegane Bowl! And this is the first time we see them in the same arena again, in the Dragon Pit, and at least for me, I was very much like, oh, shit's about
It's gonna
to
go
get
down. Yep, but they're just
And of
building that
course
sweet
yeah,
tension.
Of course they
Do you
didn't do
think the
that.
mountain is gonna last that long? Like, shit is
He
falling
looks-
apart.
He looks bad.
Necrosis is a word
Yeah,
that
but-
we use in the medical community
But-
for when your body's falling apart.
When you're
But
dying.
Qyburn has him built up pretty big. I mean, we've seen him fight already. We saw him fight the Faith Militant, and he slaughtered like 8 people or 7 people.
And then, but
there.
you've got the Hound looking sort of into his dead, bloody, saggy,
Right.
gross
How
fucking
long
eyes.
has his skin been like blue and black
Yeah.
and falling apart?
Yeah.
Speaking of Qyburn, did you see?
Yeah.
There was another meme that said, "Find someone who looks at you the way Qyburn looks at the White's hand," because he picks it up and he's just like,
I
"This
saw that.
is amazing.
He's like, oh
How
my
do
God.
I get to do this?"
Yep, the Qyburn Throner.
Oh my God.
Yep. So, the thing about Clegane Bowl is it goes back to Game of Thrones, the
Yes.
original book, and it's one of the visions that Bran sees when he's like when the three-eyed crow is coming to him in his coma dreams, I think. And there's a knight in, basically Robert Strong, in empty, no head, empty helmet, big as a mountain, and then there's a dog's head, which is the Hound, and then the other guy is a golden knight, gold and shimmering, and basically all of Jaime's heraldry. And so we're Clegane Bowl is going to be Jaime plus Sandor versus
The Hound?
the Mountain, the
No.
zombie. What are some of the names for the Mountain? It's Ungregor,
Sir
Zombie Gregor.
Yeah.
There was another one. I saw this today. It was amazing. What the fuck is he called? Oh, I'll find it. Anyway, it's amazing.
It's a lot of build up. It's a lot of build up.
This is Tana usually.
This is
Oh, shit, I had this really
I got
cool
it. I
thing.
got it. I
Where's
got
this?
it. You ready for this?
I found it.
Franken Mountain.
Look at that.
Oh, so they're at the Dragon Pit. Bronn and Pod, they peace out. He's like, hey, let's go get some hookers. We're out of here.
I think Bronn is like, no good is gonna come of this meeting. Let's
So-
we got our plot armor on.
Right.
Let's go.
That's
Let's get
right.
the fuck out of
Yeah,
here.
that's right. Where no one's killing us.
No one's killing us today.
Yeah, so,
Who would be the most likely to die in this meeting
Yeah.
of the people?
Who matters the least?
Bronn
Yep.
and Pod.
Yep.
We're out.
Who's
We're
the,
done.
yep.
We can add
the red shirts.
the red shirts.
We've got come on, Pod, let's you and me go grab a drink. What the fuck? Why? My other thought, visually beautiful. I loved the location. I love the way they staged it.
Yeah.
Everyone in that scene looked super fucking hot in their
Right,
cold
like
winter
take off
gear.
some clothes. You know, you don't need 16 wool or foxes on your shoulders.
Yep.
You're in the South. It is
Like
hot.
take off your cloak there, buddies. But it has well, who knows?
I really love that they incorporated the dragon pit, and I love that they actually
Talk about it.
explained it a little bit, because to people who haven't read the books and who haven't read the World Book, they don't necessarily know. Like, to them, it's just this place. It's a coliseum.
Right.
But the fact that they explained it at least a little bit, and we're like, yeah, this is where they kept them, and the last were only the size of dogs, and that was very, I think, important
but
to the setting.
I wonder if that's going to be something that carries over into the books. Because what Danny is saying in that scene is that the sickliness of the dragons was not because of any maester interference or inbreeding on the Targaryens.
Not just like goldfish and they grow to the size of their enclosure.
That's part of it.
That is part of it.
But like she is full stop blaming the decline of the dragons on just the dragon pit.
Yeah, but I think to her knowledge, that's straight up what she believes, and that's probably what most of the Targaryens believed, especially if what we're going to talk about the Maesters having a secret plot and all that kind of stuff is what it is, and it's a secret.
Right.
You know, to most people, it would be like, oh yeah, it's because of the dragon pit and the inbreeding and all this crap. And
if only a disgruntled almost maester made off with a handful of assorted oddball
secret books from maybe
picked at random from the
and of course,
secret vaults.
I love that we have the
hundreds of thousands of
That's
scrolls
right, and
and
no
books
one
there.
as long as you
And
have
no
a
one
horse
noticed?
carriage, as long as you have a horse carriage at night, then you're fine.
fine.
Like
Not like
no
it.
one,
Not like
yeah,
sketchy.
that's totally appropriate.
Also, we have the dynamic duo unite in this episode. We have our new sleuths,
Who?
the new Harvey brothers of the Westeros world.
Brienne and
Sam.
Samwise.
Oh God.
Sam is like, oh my gosh, John
a
is
good joke.
John is a person, and Sam's like, yeah, he's a Targaryen. It's legitimate.
Yeah, and let's just jump right to that scene.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because, first of all, Bran gets a really funny joke in. He's like, he does this creepy, I am the three-eyed raven. I know I'm just seeing you again, but here's what happened to me, and I'm going to tell you in the creepiest, weirdest way possible, and you're just going to sit down and do a lot of, facial acting, which is amazing.
Yep.
And he sort of takes it really well. And then Bran says something like, Jon Snow bent the knee to Queen Daenerys, and so the North has thrown in with the dragon. Sam's like, did you see that in the fire?
Yeah.
He's like, I read it
I read
on
it in
the
the
skull.
Raven.
This is John's handwriting right here.
Yeah.
That was a really funny moment, and it breaks the absurd tension in the room. But then...
And then he says something like, John is a sand.
He's like Jon Sand. He
Jon
was
is a
born
sand.
in Dorne.
He's a bastard of Dorne.
Yep. And Sam's like, no, I'm going to do what Watson and Crick did, and I'm going to steal all of Gilly's hard work and play it off like it's my own hard work.
Wait, are you saying Watson and Crick had, female scientists under them? I put scientists in quotes because they probably weren't allowed to be scientists back then, but,
That untangled human DNA?
Yeah.
Hold up.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure he did give credit to Gilly.
Did he?
I'm pretty sure he said Gilly was reading this.
I don't know.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, we'll have to go to the tape. Roll the tape.
roll
Oh,
the
wait,
tape.
I'm not allowed to roll the tape
You're
ever
not allowed to
again.
roll anything.
Don't come after me, Fuzz.
Your hand has been slapped. You're not allowed to do that anymore.
So we're not going to be able to check that. But I love that he just hops into his DVR and he's like,
Oh, yeah.
woo, let me go see this.
Yep.
Does it matter that it's not a werewood? Or was it a werewood? It didn't look like a werewood.
It didn't look like a werewolf.
Also, do we know if Dorne has werewoods?
Doesn't everybody?
I think they did at one point, right? They definitely had werewoods. Werewoods, I think, covered the entire Westeros.
I don't remember any ancient godswood or reference, even through Dunk and Egg. And if you book geniuses are listening to this and point me in the right direction. I would love to hear. But I'm just unaware of whether or not they have werewoods in Dorne.
It's starting to get too sweet for me. I told you that was going to
Yeah,
happen.
have some salty nuts.
Yeah.
Chew them loudly into the
Suck
microphone.
on my chocolate salted balls.
That's beautiful, Dave.
Put them in my mouth and suck them.
So, Let's see. We've got Cersei. Why isn't her hair growing? Is this not annoying to
I
anyone
think she's
else?
cutting
It's driving
it.
me crazy.
I think she's cutting it.
No, she's not.
I think she's cutting it. I think
She was like a waist-length hair girl, and now she's like, it's weird. It doesn't grow more than 2 inches.
Also, it's red. Like, is this... She's supposed to have super golden hair.
Yeah.
And it's red.
Yeah, that is a little weird for me.
Hair's weird. Why does she always look like she's smelling a fart? She constantly looks like she's smelling a fart.
That's just her face.
I mean,
She's that evil of a person.
How tragic is the face that you're in constantly fart smell face?
That is 100% the best description of her that I've ever heard.
Cersei's fart smell face.
I'm imagining a director going to her, that was good, but let's do it again, and this time pretend like you just smelled a really bad fart.
Someone
All
really
right?
ripped
And
one
this
in
is it.
here. Yep, and that's your...
And that's her face.
Yeah.
That's her fart smell face.
She nails it. So, are we going to talk about Dany arriving?
Okay, so I was just thinking about this.
Yep.
Like, as soon as it's like, oh, Dany didn't come with you, immediately I knew she's coming in with a dragon.
Of course she's coming in with a dragon.
There's no
Show
other
of
way.
force.
Yeah, there's
Show
no
of
other
force.
way to come in. And
Yep.
Drogon does not disappoint. That
Nope.
was awesome.
Yep.
Him climbing down that wall, screaming his defiance.
Cersei kept it in and didn't change her fart smell face, but she's secretly jizzing her weird underclothes at this dragon. She's losing it.
She's so
that
funny.
or she's peeing her pants.
But she's very astute because in the later meeting she says, I thought she had 3 dragons. Where
that's
why
right.
were there only 2?
Yep, that's
Clearly-
right.
About that third dragon.
Clearly,
God.
they have weaknesses.
So, the meeting happens.
Yes.
Dany rolls up, walks in, right? The brothers are seeing each other for the first time. I thought there was a lot of nice, subtle acting with people, looking at each other, sizing each other up.
What's with the setup?
Yeah.
They have, I didn't understand this. They have, it's almost like an L shape. It's kind of weird to me. Why don't they have them face to face facing each other? Do you think this is because Cersei thinks them less of her? Like, she's the queen, so she doesn't have them on the same plane as them?
I don't know. Yeah, a
It
round
seems like
table.
They picked the location. It wasn't like she's like, y'all stand here.
Yep.
I'm gonna stay here.
Yep.
They just kind of came in that way. I don't know.
No, the palanquins were set up. The
Yeah,
chairs
there's
were already
like a-
there. It's not
It's
like...
a position of power for
Yeah.
Cersei saying, I'm above you. I'm currently the queen. You are trying to take this away from me.
Maybe because they knew the Hound was going to do his big after-school presentation that he worked
So they
on
wanted
so
to give him
hard.
a stage.
Yeah, so they needed to make sure that he had room to perform here.
Yeah.
Yep. So then he brings up the big crate, right?
What a
the
great
moment.
scene. What a great scene.
I
love how
love-
the Hound walks out. Yeah. Carries it on his back.
I didn't know he was such a beast.
Yeah, and
Holy shit.
we have to see him as a beast, right? Because
Yeah.
I actually wrote down his line to his brother. He says, "Remember me?" And then he looks in his gross, dead zombie
Yeah.
eyes. Yeah, you do. You're even fucking uglier than I am now.
Yep.
You know what's coming for you.
And-
You've always known.
No. Who's coming for you, right?
Yep,
He
that's
says,
right. Yeah,
you
yeah.
know who's coming for you.
Yep.
You've always known.
You've always known. And then he pieces out to go get his zombie
Serious
crate.
shit talking.
There is some
Serious shit talking
talk.
in this episode.
That's the Clegane Bowl. That's the throwdown right
But
there.
so we have to see him as a match for the mountain, right? He
Yeah.
has to be this ferocious, super strong badass.
Yeah.
It came across a little staged to me, the whole
Agreed.
presentation.
Agreed.
And this is the point where I'm going to show you my dragon glass dagger,
Yeah,
and
right.
then I'm going to light this hand on fire.
Right.
Wasn't it?
Sandor cut him in half.
Yeah.
Wasn't it actually a presentation though? That's what it was. It was
Yeah.
like, here is our PowerPoint and why you should buy our product.
Yes, I guess.
Yeah.
I guess.
But it was good. I mean, John was like, you can kill them by dragon glass, stab, or you can light them on fire. Grabs a hand from Qyburn as he's going, no, don't ruin that.
Yeah, Qyburn's like, don't go,
Qyburn,
man.
don't go hand. I have plans with you later tonight. And they're not the type you think of. That's why they call it the stranger.
Oh my god. So yeah, they cut him in half and then it climbs. It came off a little bit stilted to me. I still thought it was pretty powerful. I do not see, I know this is going to be unpopular, Jon's public speaking ability is such shit. He is so bad at it.
He's not, but I think that's the whole shtick, right? He's the reluctant king, right? He doesn't want to
God, I
be
hate
in
it.
power. It's annoying. He doesn't
hate
want to
it.
be in power, but as long as everybody else is gonna make me, I guess I'll be in charge.
Yep, that's how he
It's
is.
kind of annoying.
Well, he's an emo and he's very good at brooding.
He is
We've already
emo.
learned this.
Yes,
He's a better brooder than Tyrion.
Ned would be so disappointed in your performance,
But
Jon.
Ned would also be proud that you said fuck you to Cersei, just like he did, which
Yeah.
got him killed.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Right? How's that
And
working
then-
out for you?
And then Jon does the
King of the
stupid
North.
shit that should actually get him killed. This fucking idiot.
Oh my god.
Everyone was screaming at their TV at this point.
Yeah.
Everyone.
Yeah.
What a fucking moron.
But I'm glad that they even mention it, right?
Yeah.
Tyrion's like, "You're a fucking idiot. You should have
Yeah.
lied." And
Right.
and Dany's like, "I'm proud of you, but you should have fucking lied." And I think
Yeah.
even Davos
Yep.
is like,
You
"You're
idiot."
You're an idiot.
Yep.
Come
Yeah.
on."
I cannot serve two queens. One other note I have here, because I did take notes. When Jon is saying we can destroy them by burning them, my lords, and burns the hand, they cut to Cersei, and she's still doing her fart smell face.
Of course,
But what
as
I
always.
wanted them to do in this scene is cut to zombie Gregor.
Yeah.
Is there fear in his eyes? Right? Like, he's a white. Show me some emotional depth here. I
But
mean,
I don't think he's supposed to have emotions. That's the
yeah.
point.
but
Whites
the
have
zombies,
emotional
but
depth?
the zombies fear fire, right? I just feel like it was a missed opportunity.
So
Give me just a second of him, like, with that, I don't know, fire shining in his eyes or something. Like, give me something there.
But again, we don't know that he's made of the same magic that the whites. I'm gonna call them
Right.
the whites are, right? All we know is that Qyburn brought him back to life. That's all we know. We don't know anything else. With else in
Ice
that
zombie,
regards.
fire zombie, we
Right.
don't know.
I
I guess,
also,
I guess,
also,
like, Beric Dondarrion wasn't afraid of the fire, and he was a fire white.
Right, exactly. And also, I don't think.
Susie,
I don't think.
we're casting. I have to interrupt you, Dave. We're
Do it.
casting in the middle of the day. This is like a day cast for us,
Yes.
which is unusual. But your studio's flooded with beautiful light, and it keeps hitting our, like, watches and whatever. And so Susie is in the corner chasing these.
her shit.
Yeah, chasing the little, like, light reflections like a cat does. And so if you hear something scrabbling to get in or something.
If it sounds like small paws are hitting the wall.
Our dire cat is attacking the walls. That's exactly what she's doing. But yeah, so I don't think the whites necessarily are quote unquote afraid of fire. I just think like the people controlling them know, okay, our whites can't go on fire, so they stop them, right?
Yeah.
This is we see in Beyond the Wall that there's some sort of hive mind going on,
Yeah.
right? Where you kill
It's
them.
the Borg.
You kill, it's the Borg, right? Resistance is futile.
That's right, zombie board.
He says that. He even says that actually when he turns the dragon at the end of Beyond the Wall. If you turn your volume up really, really loud, the Night's King actually
right.
says resistance is futile.
He does. Yeah, I stopped it on that.
Yeah.
It comes through in the closed captioning.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because they're planning to do a connected story after. It's a Borg Game of Thrones crossover series. Yeah.
Well, they've been talking about doing these 4 like
natural.
sequel or
That's
prequel
right.
things, and one of them is going to be with Star Trek.
It's
yeah.
important to have a twist.
Exactly.
No one will see it coming, Dave.
We
no
did.
one.
You've heard it here first on Westeros Wheneverly. All men must drink. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All men must drink,
All
guys.
men must drink.
Right.
All
Okay.
men must drink.
Yes, sure.
Oh, three-way freeway.
Keep
Then
your
we get
pants
that-
on, Tana.
I know. Then we get that awesome Jamie and Brienne fuck loyalty scene.
Oh yeah.
Because Cersei's like, fuck this noise, I'm out of here. When Jon's like, I cannot tell a lie. I'm an
Yep.
idiot. And so Cersei pieces out. Jamie follows obediently at her heels.
Yep.
Wait a
Brian
second.
is like,
Drunk uncle.
oh, fuck, drunk uncle.
Drunk uncle.
Drunk uncle runs away,
Oh my
Drunk
god.
uncle.
but
If there is a silver lining
Yeah.
to this entire fucking mess of a scene, it was the fact that maybe we can hope to not see that asshole for a few episodes. He's
except we
the
know
worst.
he's coming
Yeah.
back because Cersei says it at the end
Yep.
to Jamie. He's
Yeah.
like, "Did you think that Euron
Yeah.
is really leaving me?
Yep.
He's going to take back Dragonstone
Yep.
or whatever the
Yep.
fuck he was going to
I
do."
was
so
disappointed
He was
in
going
that.
to get the Golden Company. I
Yep.
mean,
Yep. The question is going to
we
be,
have the Iron Bank.
yep, who is leading the Golden Company? And is
Yes.
it going to be Dario Naharis?
Oh.
Do we see Dario come back? Because we're three ways, man. We need to break
You
up
think-
this Danny
you-
love triangle. I don't know.
You think it would be Dario?
What, maybe?
And if it is, you think he's going to side with Cersei?
I don't know.
No. Come on.
I'm just saying, man. Who else leads? Listen, maybe it's Crackpot. I don't know. But I was like,
Tana, you of all people.
you gotta think the
that's
ex-boyfriends,
so
the
out of
exes,
character.
the
Ex-boyfriends
exes
always show up.
They show
They
up.
always show up.
At the head
You
of
think-
your competing woman's army. Yeah, man. He's jaded lover.
You think Dario would do that? You
I think he
that's,
would.
You
Danny-
think Book Dario would do that?
No. Book Dario has nothing to do with show Dario.
What?
Even a little bit.
Show Dario.
So, yeah,
What did I
so
do?
show Dario.
Crushed my arm.
I'm sorry.
Oh. So we've
That's how I
got
roll.
literally you
Whatever.
rolled in
Really.
your chair. So
I'm
we've
going
got,
to revoke your chair license.
Nope, sorry.
so we've got then Tyrion has followed Cersei back to
This is a
Red
great
Keep.
scene, I think. It's very much like,
I thought it was excellent.
you killed my family, you're the reason why my family's done, and Tyrion's like, bitch, I didn't do shit.
Yeah,
I love
Daddy's
those
the best.
kids.
Daddy never would have stood for it. Here's
Yeah.
my note from this.
Oh yeah.
If Papa Lannister was so great, why didn't she ever learn anything about personal responsibility?
Yeah.
Because this bitch just blames everything on everybody else.
Yep,
At
before
no
they-
point is she ever responsible for any of the nastiness that happens
Yep.
to her.
Of course
I
not.
do like that show Cersei is competent and like her subterfuge is nuanced in
Yeah.
a way that book Cersei is just a ham-fisted, self-indulgent,
Yeah.
responsibility-free psychopath. Like, she is not at all her father.
Yeah.
But in the show, they've kind of cast her. I don't watch the show very much, but I feel like those scenes I had seen before, right? With Tywin and with Tyrion, and like this is a staging that they use to show a Lannister in power.
Yeah.
And Cersei is sort of embodying that role, so I thought that was very well done. I thought that the scene with Jaime and Tyrion before, as
he's walking in.
as
the
Westeros'
mountain-
biggest man
Yeah.
and littlest man are walking in together. I thought that was really
Yeah, that was
great.
great.
Sort of the disadvantage that Tyrion is at. And then Jaime is just, like, hey, idiot, I guess you're gonna die now.
Yeah.
Nice seeing you again.
Yep, yep.
I thought that there were really good character moments, so I very much enjoyed the character moments.
I really, I was kind of, I don't know, to me it was kind of like anticlimactic to me where
Yeah.
Tyrion walks back to the dragon pit and then he's like, I talked to my sister, and then all of a sudden Cersei pops out
Yep.
with
Yep.
her
So
army
we
again.
chatted.
Yeah, but like, also, how are you not questioning, especially when we find out what happens at the end of the episode,
Yep.
how are you not questioning Tyrion's loyalty at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, like, there's no fucking way that I think Cersei would have let him go. Right?
I think that there was a lot of nuance, right? Because Tyrion said some compelling things.
I agree.
I love those
I think-
children.
I think that scene was completely bullshit.
Yeah.
And it was awful until the very end where she's like, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I fucking lied through my teeth that whole time. And I'm
then
like,
you see
that
what
I
she's doing.
believe.
Yeah.
Right.
That is doable.
Yeah, I could see that. And then, so she's telling Tyrion in that scene what he needs to hear. Do we
think
have
the
a
baby
fake
thing?
baby?
Yeah.
Like, she was leading
She
him around by
used-
the nose,
Yeah.
not drinking her wine, touching her little baby
A
bump.
lot
Yeah.
of baby bump rubbing.
I think she absolutely 100%. But so the question is, do you think she's really pregnant? Well, some people are actually saying she's pregnant. She's
Yep.
pregnant. I'm
Yep.
saying, fuck no, she's not
I think it's
pregnant.
fake.
She's
So-
manipulating both of her brothers
Yep.
with the promise of family. And I
Yep.
mean, she said Tyrion says that we're all that's left, and that's when she goes, oh, I gotta step on this.
Counterpoint, what if the showrunners are doing a parallel? What if we go into the next season because Dany is saying to Jon in the
can't get
Dragon Pit,
pregnant.
I can't get pregnant, and he's like, who told you that?
Yeah, we know she's getting pregnant.
And
Danny
she's
is
like,
100% getting pregnant.
You
We know
know,
this.
the witch that murdered my old husband, my
Yeah.
ex-husband,
Right.
my lover, and he's like, maybe don't trust that source.
Yeah, right. Now let's get it on.
So what if we have two pregnant queens, right? So what if we've got these two women who are fighting for their unborn babies? Isn't that more tension? This is why I think probably Cersei might actually be cooking up a little incest baby.
No.
Two
In
pregnant
No.
queens
In-
fighting for their
I mean,
unborn
I get it. and
dynasties.
I guess I could see it. It could work.
They
but
could do some echoes of the Greens versus the Blacks, the Targaryen queens,
Okay.
during the...
I feel like that is way too much to cram into a last season.
Absolutely it is.
Yes.
And it's too
Especially
close to the
with it-
books, and they don't care about the books.
And especially, you think that's too close to the books? You think it's...
Well, I guess it's
I don't
sort
think
of...
Cersei's going to get pregnant in the books.
I agree.
Yeah, no. I'm saying the callback to
Oh,
the
to the
actual
Greens
Dance
and
of
the Blacks,
Dragons
yeah.
with the Greens and the Blacks.
Maybe. Yeah. Too close to the books, I agree.
Yep. So maybe real baby, maybe fake incest baby. That scene with them was awesome. I
Yeah.
didn't believe Cersei
So I thought...
That scene made me rage until the
Yeah.
very end. Where I was
when
like,
she flips
okay.
it, and I
She's
was
not-
like, "Go ahead."
I was reading something online about this, and I thought they made a really good point where they were saying, the show missed a lot of opportunities. Like, we have some of the two best artists with words here. Like, both of these guys are great speakers and
Who are we
great...
talking about?
Tyrion and Cersei. So
Okay.
the both of them are
Bullshit artists.
Yeah, exactly. If they were alive today, they'd both be lawyers. And here they are,
Politicians.
and they like cut from the point. Like we have no idea
Yeah.
what he says to her to get her to like convince her that he's got a point. And I guess if the argument is she doesn't, and just decides she's gonna lie, and
But
that's her game plan.
I think that's part of the mystery, because at the end of the season, at the end of this episode, wow, Jesus Christ.
All men must drink.
All men must drink.
Woo!
At the end of the episode, sip, hold on. Thank you for making sound effects while I take a sip. At the end of the episode, we see Tyrion like kind of spying on Dany and Jon.
Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Getting some boat sex
What
going
is this
on.
creep? What is creeper be creeping? What
And-
is why?
Okay, Lauren, you don't
Why
have to pat
this?
me. Hold on a second. Let me finish
Yep.
my thought.
Creeper be creeping.
And then I think it's because he tells
You
something
can't interrupt.
he tells something to Dany. He tells something to Cersei that kind of makes her want to turn around. So the question is, did he sell her out? Did he sell Dany out now that he thinks that, you know, there's a pregnant Lannister and his lineage could potentially live on? Or?
And that explains the long glances down the hall. It's not just creeper be creeping. It's
He's-
that he's conflicted because he sold out his queen.
That's right.
Oh, okay. That could be a nice wrinkle.
I actually read a very interesting theory.
Yeah.
That he told Cersei that, you know, Dany cannot have children, so even if Cersei
Doesn't
were
he
to-
say that? He does say that. No.
He
Go
doesn't
on.
say that.
I don't think
no.
he actually said it in a scene, but,
That's right.
but if Dany were to actually win the throne back,
Mhm.
he could petition to have Cersei's child become her successor.
But not if Dany has her own kid with Jon.
Yeah.
A Targaryen made of Targaryens.
In which
In the old way.
the theory that
Which
read
everyone's
was-
like, incest
was
bad,
like-
ancest good.
Who needs
Oh my
genetic,
God.
genetic
Sis-
diversity?
Sis and brother says bad, aunt and uncle says good, aunt and nephew says good.
So did you notice that the double back beast that they make looks like a roast chicken?
The double back beast.
So that's a word, Davey. That's a word that adults use when they want to talk about people having sex.
Oh.
They
Yeah.
look like a roast chicken. So I put
They
on
do.
our picture for today's cast, I put an actual like roast chicken with the little drumsticks sticking up.
Check it
and
out.
my
Meat.
God.
It
Back
looks
to us.
It looks
Oh
like
my
Jon
does.
Snow and Danny boning back
Tana,
to, you know,
what
front
did
to
you
front,
do?
pressed together with
What
their
did
legs
you
in
do?
the air. That is called roast chicken position, my friends. So
Oh my
Kind of look like that, don't they?
see it? Roast chicken position.
Jesus Christ. You
So,
learn
yeah.
something new every day.
Well, that
folks.
explains the Tyrion creeper be creeping. That was one of my list of questions to ask you guys. What the fuck was going on there? But maybe he sold them out. We're supposed to think.
Or he had to have said
got conflicting-
something to Cersei.
He's
to
got
make him-
conflicting loyalty now.
I think so.
All right, Cersei and Tyrion, best of the series.
Some people were just like, oh, he's just jealous because maybe he
Right.
thought she could have loved him, or he
Right.
loved him, or something
Right.
like that. But I'm just like,
He never at any point
It's-
thought
I
they were
don't
boning.
think. I
It's
think
never
Tyrion
like-
knows
yeah.
that he ain't got a shot with Dany.
There was the short joke before. He's too short for me, and Tyrion's like, "Bitch,
No
I'm
offense,
sitting
bro.
right here.
Yeah.
Know your audience." We go from there to Sansa getting a raven that says Jon has bent the knee to Dany.
And she's like, oh my god, why didn't he run it by me?
Uh-huh.
And he's like, nobody talks to you.
Did you guys? I know he's
Oh, she's so
like,
annoying.
Jon doesn't give a fuck about you. He could send a raven at any point. He doesn't. Did you notice that Peter is toying with an actual direwolf toy? Like there's a chess piece or something on that
saw
mantle.
Peter in the background,
And
yeah,
he's
but-
like actually toying with a wolf in this
Oh my
scene. So I'm
God.
like, all right, guys, I like these subtle nods.
Yeah,
I
that
gotta
was
say,
good.
I gotta say.
Did you see the little finger thing happening when they bring in Sansa?
No.
I was
Nope.
completely.
I thought that scene was bullshit.
Yeah.
Really?
It was so annoying. I don't think Sansa is clever enough. So, if you have someone
Yep.
that has been like at your side and leading you through, I don't know, life for the last however many months,
Yeah.
and then you decide that maybe they're not trustworthy, it's not a switch that
So
flips.
so that's a good point.
Yep.
And there was actually a deleted scene.
Was there?
That was supposed to help explain this a little bit more, and it was actually Sansa talking with Bran
Yep.
Okay.
about Littlefinger.
That I would have
Okay,
loved.
that
I
would've
would have
been
loved
great.
seeing that.
And I think even just if that was 2 minutes long, adding
Add
2
it
minutes
in,
to
man.
the episode,
Well,
I
yeah,
think
what's 119
would've-
versus 121?
Yeah, come on.
would have 100% made it better. I'm not sure why D&D cut it out. Probably because they're like, you know what? People are ragging on us for this stupid Sansa, Arya, sister bullshit that's going on. We're just going to wrap this up.
we know that it's bullshit.
We know that it's bullshit. It's just going to wrap it up. But
Ugh.
but there was Bran, the guy who plays Bran, I forgot his name, Isaac, I think it is.
I don't know.
Anyway, he tweeted,
Caterpillar eyebrow
he,
man.
He tweeted out saying, "Oh, there was a delete. You know, there was an additional scene. For those
Right.
of you who are interested, there was an additional scene that we filmed that didn't make the final cut, where Sansa's talking to Bran.
What did Bran say in this scene? Do
And
you remember?
He doesn't tell in the deleted scene.
Yeah, no, not in the deleted scene. Doesn't he? So it's it's Bran and Sansa sitting behind the big table.
Yeah.
Peter is off in the corner, and then
Oh,
Vale
Bran says
Lords and Winterfell guys bring Arya up to
Bran-
stand in justice or
Bran
something.
says to Peter when Peter's going through his acting,
Yep.
"No,
Yeah.
don't kill me.
I love
I'm
you."
the best. I love you." You
Yep.
know, all different
The
emotions.
stages of grief.
Anything he could possibly say to not get killed.
Right.
Bran, he says, "Oh, I served your father," and they said, "You betrayed my father," and he said, "None of you were there. None of you know." And Bran goes, "You held
Yes.
a knife to
That's
Ned's
right.
throat."
That's
So-
right, because he knew stuff,
and as soon as Bran said that, Littlefinger's like, "Fuck,
I'm dead now.
Yeah.
And Arya's just like, dudes, can I cut his throat now?
Yeah.
Dudes, can I just like, we know I'm gonna kill him, right? Like, can I please
There's a
kill
good-
him right now?
There's a good meme on the internet too where Littlefinger's annoying Sansa, and then Sansa just goes, "Arya, stop it!" And you see Arya's face on Littlefinger's body, and it's just like, "Sorry."
My note from that was Arya says dibs on his face.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can
yeah.
we just appreciate how much
Dibs
mischief
on his
that Arya can now get into with this upcoming season?
Oh,
with his
because she
face
could
now?
pretend to be Baelish. Do we think that she's gonna bring Baelish back, or
You
like?
think?
I don't know. This is the first time I'm thinking about it.
I mean, maybe if they open up the next season like they opened up this one, where you see a quote unquote flashback
Yeah.
of Peter
That's right.
Baelish talking to someone, just like they did
That's
a
right.
flashback of Walder Frey
Yep.
talking to someone.
Man, we've
So-
come a long way. We've come a long way in
Oh
this
my
series. One
God.
of you was saying the season opened with the change of seasons. Lauren, was this what? So we open up.
It opens up with Jaime coming back to King's Landing, and it's on fire.
Doesn't it?
The
Doesn't
set.
this open up with Walder Frey talking to his men
Yes.
and like, poisoning all of them?
Yeah.
I'm like 99%
It
sure.
does, and then it goes to the credits. Na 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 na
Yeah.
na. By the way, I'm totally Pavlovian in love with that song now.
Yeah, wiener,
I start,
wiener,
yeah,
wiener,
it's the wiener song.
I start
wiener,
salivating
wiener,
every time
wiener.
it comes on
Because the wiener.
because of the wiener song.
Yeah.
No,
Tana,
because I'm
Tana,
like,
Tana,
because I love the
you're a
show
lesbian.
suddenly.
You don't like wieners.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird that it's Pavlovian, baby.
Yeah.
It's weird.
So Peter's face could come into play in the next season.
Yes.
Yeah. I thought it was a long way to go for that
would
payoff.
Where would it come into play though? Because
Yeah.
and this is just me rattling
Mm-hmm.
right now, right? Cersei knows that the Vale declared for the North,
Yep.
right? Because they took the Boltons, they took Winterfell back. Like that's 100%.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure she knows Peter Baelish is there.
Yeah. There's gonna
Right?
be no
So there's-
spot for him.
There's no way that Peter can come back to Cersei and be like, "Hey,
Yeah. I'm obviously still alive.
I'm your bitch."
I'm not Arya in disguise.
Yeah, right, exactly. Like there's
Plus,
no.
we're gonna need Arya to kill some white ass.
Yes.
WIGHT, guys.
Okay.
I know we're
gonna
living
say-
through some fraught times.
What's gonna be a better reunion? John with Arya or Gendry with Arya? Brown chicken, brown cow.
So, do we think that the book spoilers? There's a lot of things that might happen in the books that like were the big points.
Yeah,
Do we think that Peter being murdered in Winterfell is one of them?
I think so.
It's got to be,
I
right?
think so.
That whole like giant stepping across the walls of Winterfell prophecy.
Yeah,
From the books?
I think so, and I think because in the book Sansa's with Peter,
Yep.
like hiding in the
Yep,
Vale
yep.
right now, and I think
And he's trying to give her Winterfell back.
Exactly. He says he's going to give her Winterfell back, and then I think the reunion of all the Starks is going to. I think that's going to play out almost like that, and I think he's going to be like, "Oh shit, Arya's a fucking psycho killer, and Bran is a see it all. Like I have to try to play these people against each other if I want any chance of the throne."
Yep.
And it's going to backfire. I think that plays out. I can see that playing out in the books.
I am looking forward to the Jon and Arya reunion.
Yes.
I think that's going to be wonderful. Even Sansa, like, in universe, Sansa was like, oh, I'm so happy to see you, but...
Imagine what Jon's going to be like.
Imagine how excited Jon will be. And so I think that'll be really, really great. I think we only have 2 other scenes to talk about.
Yeah?
Theon and Jon Snow.
Okay. Theon and Jon Snow, good scene.
Yeah.
And basically, Theon's like, we need to go save my sister. And Jon's like, bitch, we got to go fight the White Walkers. But if you got to go get your sister, go fucking get your sister,
You
bro.
do you.
You do you.
And he gives him absolution from House Stark.
Yeah.
What do we think about that?
Well, I think the fact that he knows that Bran and Rickon didn't die by Theon's hand.
Yeah.
I think he's very upset about what had happened, right?
Yeah.
But I think he realized that, Theon needs a boost right now.
Yeah.
And if we want all the allies that we can, we need to do it. I'm a little disappointed in it, but I think Ned would have done the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, Ned was never going to kill Theon.
No.
God, Theon is one of the most fascinating characters in the season.
Yes.
In the books, Theon is prisoner of Stannis.
Yep.
And in one of the advanced, I think the very first advanced chapter
we get
from Winds
Theon,
of Winter.
I pictured this where he's
hanging on the wall.
He's hanging on a wall, strapped by chains,
Yep.
and Stannis is interrogating him.
Yep.
And then at the end of that episode,
the end of that
chapter, Yara or Asha shows up
Asha.
and is like, Stannis, that's my brother, bitch. And
Yep.
Stannis is like, I gotta go talk to your sister.
Yeah, and he's like, no,
it.
she goes, he's a dead man. He killed 2 of the Stark boys. If I don't show him the king's justice, if I don't kill this guy, 3/4 of my army, which is all Northmen, are gonna abandon me.
Yep.
Theon is a dead man walking, and Ash is like, no, I know, but you should do it yourself. Northern justice, take his head off, chop his head off by the weirwood tree.
Yep.
And he's like, and all the ravens, there's 3 ravens in the room, and they start saying, tree, tree, and Theon, and, all that, they go crazy. So Bran
Theon
is
says,
very
"At
much...
least they know my name."
Yeah, Bran, and he's raving like a lunatic. He is not really in control of himself. And so
You
either...
think Asha does that to try to set a trap to get Theon out?
I don't think so, because Ash has got a broken leg and 4 guys who are in chains. She is not operating from a position of power. I think she doesn't want her brother to burn to death.
Yeah.
The chapters leading up have been very grotesque and immediate. People are screaming and fire is an awful way to die, and just chop his head off and be done with it. But do it yourself, and this is an honorable way.
You think Theon goes in the books?
I don't know. So I think he could die. We are also right around in that same area, given the blood sacrifice scene, where Bran goes through the Weirwood network and sees, an ancient man get, not an ancient man, but very, very long ago, get his head chopped off or get killed, and his blood soaks into the roots of the Weirwood tree, and he can taste the blood, right? And so it's this offering to the gods. And then it cuts to, or, one of the scenes later is going to be Theon potentially getting his head chopped off.
Yeah, that's in the book, of course.
The books.
But in the show, Theon gets absolution from Jon and then works his way to go get his men to make a move and...
To save Yara.
And this is a great scene.
Mm-hmm.
He realizes...
On the beach.
He realizes he's got to step up and make a fight because the Ironborn lead... by roughness and toughness. They don't they follow the strongest.
Yep.
And he picks a fight with his captain, and it's great because as soon as he kicks in the balls, he grows a pair. Right after that scene.
Oh my god.
It's
I hated that
he
scene.
gets kicked twice there, and Theon's just like, nope,
so
no balls there.
Yep.
Oh, let's go.
All right, notes.
Yep.
Go ahead, Laura.
As someone without a
Speak
penis, I would like to state that it hurts very much to get kicked in the crotch. And at no point are you like, power up! That's my power button! At no point. Full stop.
Can we backpedal real quick to the scene with Jon and Theon, and where Jon says to him, "You're a Greyjoy, and you're a Stark."
Yeah, bullshit.
Really?
Well, I think that's
I hated it.
going to be important.
I hold on to grudges.
I think that's
You
going
are
to
a
be
better
important
bitch.
for
Yeah.
when Jon finally learns that he's a Targaryen.
Yeah.
Because he's a Stark and a Targaryen,
Targaryen.
you mean?
And I think that's going to be
Yeah.
important for his acceptance of that.
He's gonna find out all in one swept that his existence as a bastard, that's his persona.
His
that's
whole
how
identity
his
is
whole
gone.
identity is
Yep.
meaningless.
And you're the most important
Oh.
guy in all of Winterfell.
By the way, you were a bastard your whole life? Nope.
You are the crown prince
You are
to the
literally the
iron
right.
to the Iron Throne.
Oh,
and
by
all
the way, you
Seven
didn't want to be
Kingdoms.
Lord Commander of the Night's Watch? Oh, you didn't want to be King of the North? Well, guess what?
I am
You're
not-
King of the 7 fucking kingdoms.
I am not looking forward to his reign at all.
So someone was actually asking on Reddit, like, who do you think the 1,000? Who is the
1,000th.
Fuck it.
1000.
Lord
Who is going to
Commander.
be the next Lord Commander? And there was a great answer, which is there is not going to be a Night's Watch anymore. Hopefully,
Oh yeah. No reason to
hopefully
protect.
the Night's King and his people are gone, and the wildlings live in peace. You know,
Yeah.
now peace and harmony, and there will be no need for a
Yeah.
wall, and no need for a black.
Yeah.
Which changes everything. How are they going to punish prisoners now?
That's right. If
Guess they're
only
just gonna have
if
to start
only this
killing them.
feudalistic society could find a way to
Yeah.
trash the lowliest.
How do we get
among
rid of
them.
these rapers?
I guess they'll just work
send
in
them
the
to
mines.
the wall. Oh shit! There's no wall anymore.
You will be soup.
Yep, that's right. That is fascinating. I think that's really great. I hadn't thought about the future of the Watch. If they kill all the others, and there's only a handful, it seems like from the show, there's only a handful of others, right?
Others, yes. Whites, there's
Whites
thousands,
can be an
thousands,
infinite
yeah.
amount, but
Yeah.
the actual
as long
like
as there are
magical
others, there are
others.
whites. But if there are no others, there are no more
Do
whites.
we think that the others are some of the original band of the
Night's Watch?
The Night's Watch, the sort of
think-
undead Azor Ahai guys?
I think that's possible. I
Yeah.
definitely think that the Night's King himself is a Brandon.
Yeah.
I think he is a Brandon
Stark,
Stark of the First Men. I
Yep.
think that's 100% true. I do not at all buy into the theory Bran
No.
is the Night's King.
That's
There's all this
baloney.
shit going
Yeah.
around. Oh, the Bran is
That's
the Night's
silly.
King. And there was even this picture where they took the hundreds of thousands of armies
Yeah.
walking towards the wall, and they were like, look, they're making the shape of a dire wolf. I was like, that's bullshit. That's bullshit.
People can find anything.
oh my God,
I think
people
that's
are
silly just from a
ridiculous.
plot perspective because at the
Yeah.
end you're gonna have Bran fighting himself. Like
Yeah,
this is
no.
so there's no payoff there, right?
Agreed.
Like we need a bigger payoff than this.
Agreed.
So maybe there's going to be Susie is jumping in attack.
is
I think it was
losing
my
her
watch
shit.
this time. So there has to be some sort of big payoff. I do wonder about the Night King. The lay with others. There was some sort of we've got Craster giving his kids
Yeah.
to the others. What do they do with them? And then that scene where the baby goes on the altar.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen this episode, but
There's a
the
great scene where-
HBO had done like a what's important from the other 6 seasons.
Yeah, there's a great scene where you see the Night's King or another other, I forget
Yep.
if it's the Night's King or not, and he touches the cheek
Yep.
of the baby, and his eyes turn blue, and his
Yep.
face turns kind of icy. So yeah, it's a.
But they're not going to be little like warrior babies. They're going to
No,
grow up. They're still alive, right?
I assumed that the human
Right.
magically becomes a full-grown adult
Sure.
basically at that point. They just needed like a soul or something to
Yeah.
turn into. And there was also another thing, there's a bunch of feminists out in this world, and they're like, why are there no female White Walkers?
Well,
and it's
the
like,
Night's King-
obviously
The Night's King, the
theory behind
13th,
it,
the 13th Lord
Lord
Commander,
Commander.
which if the original Night's Watch was 12 guys and Azor Ahai, that would be 13. So if all of them die fighting others,
Yeah.
and they were all the original right guy, then that would make the one survivor, the last hero, Night's King, the 13th Lord Commander, and he goes not crazy, but he
falls in love.
he falls in love with a woman whose skin is pale as the moon and eyes as blue as ice.
Yeah.
And he lay with her and gave his seed to her, and they had horrible half-human babies. Right? This is one of Old Nan's tales if you're interested, just read the first 3 chapters of Game of Thrones, the book.
Yep.
Because it's in there. And so this is part of the foundational myth of the whole series.
Yeah.
And it has, like, he never does any more with it than that. Like, that's all it's been 30,000 years, and we still don't have any other information than that.
And we know,
and that Crasta gives him his babies.
Yeah, but we also know that Old Nan's tales are not such bullshit.
Yep.
You know?
Yep,
There's
they've been proven true.
Right. So
anyway, so if there's only 4 others, then they only have to kill 4 guys, but they have to get through an army of dead people to do it. I don't know how deep into the mythos and mythology of the world they're gonna get into. And dude's riding a fucking dragon.
Fuck, man. So many people were like, he's a Targaryen. He can ride a dragon. I'm like, no, god damn it, people. Everyone's like, but the Targaryens are the only people in the world who have ever rode a dragon. I'm like, not true.
I haven't even heard this.
Yeah. Someone was like that, and I was like, not true. God. Not a true statement.
The internet is wonderful, and
they're
also
the only
so
people
stupid.
that we have learned that have ridden dragons in Westeros, but that is not true.
Yep. And Targaryen was one house of
many
old
houses of
Valyria,
old Valyria,
which perhaps descended from the
Dragon,
Great Empire of the Dawn.
Right, which perhaps have created dragons by incest and forcing sex blood magic. If you want to learn about any
blood
of that,
of the dragon.
If you want to learn about any more of that, you can check out one of our earlier podcasts where Tana goes in depth on how to make a dragon. It's entitled "How to Make a Dragon," just like how to train your dragon, and it's a porno.
Bestiality.
Just let you know. It's all about bestiality. Yes.
Let's see. So Theon throws down.
So Theon throws down and wins.
And he wins.
And what do you think he's going to do now? Do you think he's going to go on
where's
SEAL
Yara?
Team 6?
He takes 2 shots to the crotch, then boxing beats out Floyd Mayweather's this other guy, and then everybody else like, you're our hero now. Is that how transfer of power works? Because this seems a little bullshit to me.
That's how it works for the Ironborn.
But I don't. I mean, I can't believe that Alfie would ever his character would ever be followed by other men, especially Ironborn.
It doesn't make any sense. This guy's not a leader.
I cannot believe that any of them will follow him, even if he did give the other guy, the Iron guy, a beat down.
He's had 30 seconds of bravery in the last decade, and now he's in charge.
He did bless himself in salt water. He sort of facially baptized himself again. Did you guys pick up on that?
The fact that he bathed, he's ready to go.
May never die.
Yeah, so it's
his groin was dead, and therefore that's why
it comes back harder and stronger than before.
Exactly.
I was really hoping that they would say that, and it didn't happen, and I was so angry.
And I'm like, you don't put salt water into open wounds, by the way, especially not face open wounds. But you do not. You do you, Alfie.
So he does it. He wins, and he's going on a mission to save Yara. And the question is, does he succeed? What is he gonna find? I mean, if I was a betting man, Yara's in fucking chains and is being tortured and absolutely completely beaten by Euron. Euron is not okay, I'll keep you captured and I'll keep you safe kind of guy. He is a fucking sadistic, I'm gonna strap you to the front of my boat and sail around the world with you strapped to the front of my boat.
For more information, read the spoiler episode or the spoiler chapter from Winds of Winter, where Euron does this to his brother Damphair.
Yep.
Chains him up in the bowels of his ship.
And, of course, ends that chapter on standing on the bow of his ship, the Silence, in an entire suit of Valyrian steel.
Which we didn't even know existed until this chapter.
That's such a moment. You think he comes back?
And he's so sadistic.
You think he comes back with the Golden Company in a suit of Valyrian steel armor, and it's like, those whites ain't got nothing on me.
I feel like Drunk Uncle for the show it's his own thing. He's just he's not Euron from the books.
Well, but,
it works as a character. It's sort of like how they changed Asha into Yara. Yara does not do it for me in the show at all. And I love Asha in the books. Yeah. And so I love the sort of sadistic evil.
Yeah, you want to show her your finger guns.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Finger dance.
Finger dance.
My finger dance. That's right.
Finger bang bang. Thanks, South Park, for that song.
All men must drink. All men must drink.
All men must drink.
All right, more drinking.
And the final scene of the episode, and the final scene of our podcast, Jaime and Cersei.
So, this is a great scene in my opinion.
Yeah.
And it's the first time that I really feel like we're seeing book Jaime, and because
it's about damn time.
It is about damn time, because he's like, fuck you, Cersei, I can't believe you're turning your back on these people after you
Yeah.
said you would. This is bullshit. I'm going to fight in the north.
Yep.
And he dons black, and he puts a black glove over his
Yeah.
hand and rides away.
Yeah.
Not a shred of Lannister crimson on him.
Nope.
So are we supposed to read into the fact that he wears all black?
I think he's
Black brother? Black brother?
I think he may be a black brother. I think he's going after Brienne. I think there's going to be a battle between him and Tormund.
Three-way freeway.
Three-way
Freeway,
freeway.
that's right,
Tormund, Brienne. I mean, Tormund could be dead, so he could be a zombie now. We don't know.
Tormund's not dead.
I mean, he
Come
fell
on.
down
Tormund's not
those stairs.
He's fine.
He tripped
Snow's
down the
He-
stairs.
I think he's Snow is squishy. That's
They
right.
saved him so many times
I know.
last season.
But, I mean, it would be heart-wrenching if he was an undead zombie.
Look, the rule of death in
Yep.
any TV show.
Yep.
No body, no crime.
Yep.
Okay, that's all I'm saying.
All right.
Also,
Alright.
sometimes there's a body
Also-
and it's still not dead, Caitlin Stark.
Yeah.
If it's inconvenient, we'll bring you back.
Yes,
Don't even
that's
worry.
right.
Yeah,
Even
but
if
that's
we
in the
see
book.
you.
That's not the
Yeah,
show. All right.
even if we
I
see
wish
you.
they brought Caitlin Stark back. That would
They
have been
really,
great. Ugh.
they botched some really big
But then they
things.
couldn't have had an undead knight in the party for,
They
the
could have.
ranging for the wall. Who was going to be the undead knight then?
Yeah, I guess. Ugh.
We already had an undead warlord.
And there was no reason for them to go to the north anyway, except to hand the night. It's the. We won't get into that. We won't get into that. Can I just say that my mom was really cute? I was FaceTiming her the other day, and she was like, "Tana, I just watched Game of Thrones. We have to talk about it." So I was like, "Okay." So we FaceTime, and she was like, "Okay, is Jaime dead?" And I was like, what do you mean? And she's like, I couldn't watch the last scene. As soon as Cersei was going to kill him and tells the mountain to cut off his head, I just walked into the other room and I couldn't watch.
Oh
and I
my
don't
God.
know if it happened. And I was
Really?
like, Mom, I'm not telling you. You got to go watch it yourself. I can't do it. She killed him. I know she did it. She would do it. I can't believe that's how Jaime's going to die. Is he dead or is he not dead, Tana? And I was like, Mom, you got to watch the end of the episode. You can't just walk out of the room.
You didn't tell your mother?
I didn't
You
tell
are
her.
the worst
Well, no,
child.
I agree with Tana in
You
this
got to
case.
watch it.
You gotta watch.
Listen,
I thought
you don't know Deb. You give the woman what she wants. If she doesn't, if you just want to tell her it's cool, Jaime's alive, then she can go back and watch it. But like this poor woman has been under like terror watch for the last 12 hours.
Tana, she's been through enough.
Yeah, right.
Terror watch because
Tell-
she's afraid of Jaime
Yes,
dying.
yes.
She loves Jaime Lannister
She
that
can't,
much.
yeah, she can't sleep at night. Well, you have to remember that this comes on the heels of the Peter Baelish scene where the script gets flipped and we
Okay.
don't see him and he's a major character and he gets totally killed.
Yeah.
And now Cersei is like, "Hey bitch, what's up? You're not gonna double cross with me?"
How does the mountain know
Shake
that
free
she's
that sword.
kidding? That she's not
Right?
That's what I didn't understand was
Yep.
because she says to the mountain, "Go
Yeah.
ahead" or something.
There's a nod.
yeah,
Yep.
right. And
Apparently they have a secret code, and he knows one nod is
That's
not
right.
good, but
Oh,
two nods. She
right.
needs the double nod.
She needs the double
The
nod.
double
Yeah.
nod, and then he's like, "That's go time."
Yep, Frank
Double
and
nod is
Mountain.
dead.
Yeah, single
There's, like-
single nod is just like a
Yeah.
threat. Double
All
nod
right.
is
There's
game
a
on.
telepathic link between Frank and Mountain and Queen Cersei.
Well, her soul is dead,
Yeah.
and so they connect
That's
on
right.
that.
There it is.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
it's like
makes
spirit
sense.
animal.
Makes a lot of
It's
sense.
the
Yeah.
anti-spirit animal.
I
When you
see.
don't have a spirit, you connect to.
I don't know. You
And
should have
that-
stopped with mine.
And that was the season finale, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, with the Jaime and Mountain, I was half expecting the Mountain to start following Jaime as he walked away.
Really? No.
Like a
kill him.
puppy, like a puppy.
A
No,
murderous
no,
puppy.
Sorry. Yeah, but the Gregor was always Cersei's bitch. It
Yeah.
was never Jaime's bitch. Jaime doesn't need a bitch. Jaime
Yeah.
is literally the.
Jamie is his own bitch.
That's
So
right.
do we think that Jaime is finally moving away from Cersei, the
I think
evil
so.
queen?
I think so.
This is what, because
Yeah,
he's
I
the
agree.
black and the mourning and his relationship is over and he's riding off
think
on his
so.
own.
Also, maybe
I
he's
have-
like, you know what? I'd like to stop fucking my own sister.
I have
You know what? That's what I'd
expected-
like.
I have expected her to like tell him as he's walking away, the baby's fake. You know, like just in spite of
It's
he's
not
just
your
like,
baby.
And he's just like, I'm out. Peace.
So, what do I want to say here? Cersei just can't seem to murder her own brothers in this
No.
It's
particular
hard for her.
episode. She's really struggling with that step, and I feel like the next step in her evolution is going to be
Murder
to
brothers.
to just
Brother
bite the
murder.
bullet
Brother murder.
and brother murder.
It's time.
Yeah, she tried
Cersei.
and
And
failed
on
twice.
the note of brother murder, that I think is going to be the end of our podcast.
That's it.
But Before we end, let's get a quick house cleaning in.
Sure.
Tana, you just got back from some Comic-Cons.
I did get back from back-to-back Comic-Cons.
What's next on your schedule?
I am
for
working
everyone?
on a gem story, Gem and the Holograms, which has actually been a lot of fun, and I get to draw a game of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh.
A fire-breathing dragon, and I get
Nice.
to design the sort of gem characters as D&D characters, which is really fun.
Okay. Cool.
So that's what I'm working on these days, and I think that's about it for me.
I'm still hanging out with old dudes.
Nice.
What about you?
I've got-
What's going on in your world?
I've got nothing. Nothing other than I'm getting another tattoo.
Tell me about it.
Mom and Dad, if you're listening to this, I'm not doing that.
I don't even have any tattoos.
I only have one, but I want to get another one. I want to get a couple more. And the one I have scheduled now is going to take place in the beginning of October.
Nice.
Some bioelectrical stuff, and because I'm like a cyborg and an electrical engineer and
I love
stuff.
it.
So it hopefully will be cool.
I love it.
Also, I want some of your art tattooed on my body, I think. So,
Oh, my art!
So you need to draw me sitting on the Iron Throne, I think.
Yeah, I'll draw
With my
Susie.
cat.
I'll draw
Susie.
Susie sitting on the
Draw
Iron
Susie
Throne. All
sitting on
men
the
must
Iron Throne.
drink.
All men must drink. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for listening.
Lauren, what's going on with you? Anything you want to shout out while we're here?
I mean, I'm just working and training for a half marathon.
Yeah.
What half
Nice.
marathon?
What race are you doing?
Wine and Dine.
Very nice.
Disney.
Is that the Disney one?
Yep.
Nice. I've only ever spectated that. And we had a friend throw up spectacularly. Just
Oh.
water after the race. It doesn't mean that's how your race is going to go.
Yeah.
This will be my third time running it.
Oh, well, fantastic.
Then you know what you're getting yourself into.
Exactly.
Very nice.
Well,
All right, guys.
On that little house cleaning note, thank you to our special guests for joining us on this
thank
epic
you.
journey of the
Season
season finale.
7.
Our next episode
Yep.
will not be about the show.
Nope.
We'll finally be returning to our roots.
Yep.
Tana has an
Book
excellent
analysis.
episode planned for us.
It's about Moat Kalen.
About Moat Kalen.
It's going way, way back. So we are going, the
gonna
pendulum has
step- we're gonna
swung
step-
from show all the way into the deep roots of the book.
We're gonna step into our Wayback Machine
Yeah.
and maybe take a travel
Yeah.
back to Moat Kalen. But until then,
Yeah.
you guys know what to do.
All men
Must drink.